What's going on, guys? This is Travesty here, and today I am bringing you my PPL quarterfinals match. So we managed to scrape our way back into playoffs with a pretty strong finish to the season. And the way it works is whoever the top seed is got to pick their opponent. Everyone picked all the way down, and we ended up, because we were the last seed in playoffs, we ended up just being chosen by default by none other than Ellie, so fellow council member, really good friend, someone who we've helped each other a lot with various building and drafts, and we sit in call, play Mario Kart and Pokemon free-for-alls and all sorts of other stuff. We also lost 1-0 against her to start the season, but both of our teams have changed quite a lot since then. So if you do want to check her out, go, links in the description. She's hilarious. She's genuinely the person who I normally eat my breakfast and watch my draft league games. Because people upload overnight. I can't do that with Ellie because there's a chance that I will choke while laughing because she's so hilarious. So make sure you go check her out. You can see our team matchup down below. So while we have played before, we've changed our teams quite a bit, and so because of that, I'm kind of not treating this like a rematch. I'm more just building from scratch, because there are a few things that we have that she really struggles with that we didn't have before, mostly Ursulina. And she's changed her team quite a bit as well. So there's no Ogerpon Cornerstone to worry about anymore, but she's got some different threats like Abomasnow and Skeledirge, which I don't think she had last time we played her. So going into this match, the matchup is pretty weird. Like, she doesn't switch into my offense, but I don't switch into her offense, which seems to be a pretty common theme at the moment. My team is pretty powerful, so that's just kind of how it goes. But let's get into the team we have. So I have, starting off with Primarina, we're Air Balloon Primarina. This is to handle Garchomp. Immune to both stabs. She might not run Poison Jab because Primarina will just die to EQs anyway. We've got Psychic Noise for the muck primarily. Moonblast is just good stab, surf, and flip turn. This thing's not going to hang around for a long time, but it does hang around for a bit. I believe the defense investment is enough to live like an Adamant Life or Poison Jab from Garchomp, I think. And then we've got quite a lot of speed to try and creep, I believe it's uninvested Florges. And then just, offensive stats to try and do as much damage as we can. I'm pretty sure that special attack investment means we are guaranteed to OHKO Chomp if it's not AV with the investment that I expect her to have. So pretty standard prim there. Then we have another Nazcar Bear. So the idea here is I want to be able to risk the speed tie, worst case scenario, with Hariyama if I need to. We don't really need the attack investment for anything. A little bit in my HP and defense to take... I can't remember what the hit was. We take something better than we would be expected to, but it's something where we turn like a 50% roll into a 37% roll or something, and I think it might be Greninja, can't remember. And then, pretty standard. We've got sub on there, so if we're forcing a switch, we can click sub if she's going to go into like Skeledirge expecting the Facade, and then we can outspeed hopefully if it's bulky, and then just kill it with an EQ. We don't need Headlong Rush. EQ gets all the damage rolls we need on anything that would be clicking Earthquake on anyway. Then we have Roaring Moon, Choice Scarf for Roaring Moon. This is pretty good into her team. It's contingency for a +1 Garchomp because she could bring Scale Shot SDs pretty good into my team. That's part of why I wanted Prim there, so she can't Scale Shot up freely. The Spadef investment, I believe, means we take a hit from a Life Orb, Protean, Greninja, Ice Beam, or at least, again, I think it's one of the things where you turn the roll into the best case scenario. Then we have just Dual Stab Iron Head for the Florges and U-Turn just for momentum. This thing will probably just be a U-Turn bot, and it's probably going to be our lead as well. So we get pretty good chip on most things just by clicking U-Turn. Then we have the primary win condition for this week, and that is an Iron Thorn. So last time we played Terra Steel, Iron Thorns almost ripped her to shreds, but she had a very different team. Like I said, there was a Galarian Weezing we had to worry about, which is why we were Terra Steel with Heavy Slam. This time we're going Terra Water. So this was a suggestion from Onesie Bayonet. I originally had Terra Fairy to try and force the 50-50 on Garchomp, and then guaranteed live and EQ set up on it, that kind of thing. But Terra Water means that if she's Battle Bond Greninja, we guaranteed live a Dark Pulse, nothing else kills, even if she's procced the Battle Bond afterwards. And if we get a DD up, this speed stat's really cool. So after a DD, we outspeed everything that's not scarfed except Greninja. After 2 DDs, we outspeed everything that is scarfed except Scarfed Greninja, and after 3 DDs, we outspeed Scarfed Greninja. So it worked out really, really well, and each of those is like by like a tiny bit, so it was really optimized. It was kind of cool. And then the attack investment is kind of all we need. The defense investment, I believe, lets us live 2 EQs from Garchomp after we Terra, which is pretty awesome. And then Bolt Beam coverage and Stone Edge. Stone Edge is kind of just the best neutral hit into a lot of things like the Muck or any type of Terra on Thundurus. Like if it goes Terra Water, Stone Edge will still just kill Booster Energy to power us up. This thing is going to be preserved for the late game because we do want to add good HP. Then we have Cinderace. This is one of the coolest EV spreads I've ever run. So we're running Weather Ball Heavy Duty Boots Cinderace because I expect her to bring a Bomber Snow. And if we can like go into Moon, click U-turn as she goes into a Bomber Snow, we get a little bit of chip on it if it's like Fizz Def to try and handle the Moon. And then we go into Cinderace. And then like she's not going to stay in because Pyro Ball just murks her, but she has 2 really good switch-ins, which are Skeledirge and Garchomp. Skeledirge I don't think has a great matchup. It doesn't love Roaring Moon, it hates Ursaluna, it doesn't like Iron Thorns. Goldengo should outspeed and just destroy it. Primarina destroys it. And what else do we have? And like Thundurus it doesn't handle either, so like there's not a lot on my team that Skeledirge wants to be in against, I think, even if it's like Colbur with Alluring Voice. If we just run the Throat Chop on Roaring Moon, then it can't touch us. So I have gone for knockoff though because it's kind of just better to remove items. So the idea here is she's probably going to go Garchomp, and we can, if we know it's Scarf Chomp, we can just click Weather Ball. But if we don't know, we can go Pyro Ball into Weather Ball, should always kill even like a bulky Chomp. Court Change is there in case she tries to set up Veil or any other hazards. I know Ellie sometimes is a fan of Hazard Stack, and she has like that Greninja and the Muck that can set up T-Spikes, and Garchomp we can set up Spikes and Rocks as well. So Court Change could be handy to try and, you know, I'm not bringing hazards myself, get them off my side onto her side. The EV spread, I can't remember exactly what it does. I believe it lives any one hit from something, probably Greninja or Thundurus with the Spadef, and I think it doesn't get too carried by like Specs, Florges, Moonblast, I think, and then the Weather Ball, the special attack investment is to get the Weather Ball roll to kill the Garchomp, the speed is to outspeed the Garchomp, and thus everything else except Greninja. But yeah, this is one of those cool spreads where you're like, oh, this is like perfectly optimized to do everything I want it to do. And then Pyro Ball, I think the attack investment means that Pyro Ball is a guaranteed kill on a Bomber Snow as well. Then we have Specs Goldengo. So I was kind of tossing up between bringing Specs Goldengo, Specs Primarina, or both. She doesn't have great switch-ins to any Specs Mon, really. Because like Specs Hydro just 2-hit carries pretty much everything on her team except like fully Spadef or Spadef invested Florges, which probably wants to be Fizz Def to try and handle Moon a bit better. And then obviously Goldengo Make It Rain just tears shit apart. She could be like AV Metagross, but AV Metagross does not want to take a Shadow Ball. Thundurus almost dies to just a Specs Shadow Ball. We have Psyshock for Muck primarily, and then because AV Muck does actually take the hits pretty well. And then Memento is kind of, if we end up in a late game situation, we can Memento up, and then that might open up the opportunity for Iron Thorns to sweep. We're running enough investment for anything that is creeping Prim. So we should outspeed all of the slower stuff on her team because I expect it to mostly be creeping Prim and not worrying about the Iron Thorns, and we really wanted a little bit more bulk to try and help us take a hit from stuff like the Thundy, and then just as much special attack and modest. So that's kind of the investment I've gone with. So with that, we're going to get into the game, and I'll see you guys later. PPL playoffs against Ellie. Like I said in the team builder, she's super hilarious. Make sure to go check her out. And she's a member of the council, so that's been good fun as well. I am just going to lead with my Scarf Moon. Kind of nice to see no Hariyama. We know it's Terra... Actually, let's write down the Terras. Terra Ground on Florges and Terra Fairy on Thundy. I kind of thought Thundy might be Fairy, just as an additional check to a Roaring Moon endgame. But it means Iron Thorns looks pretty good. There's no like really obvious opportunity for us to set up, maybe against the Florges, unless it's like Specs. We'll have to scout that. But it's a good insurance against Greninja anyway, because Greninja fucking... I hate that mon. So hard to prep for. because it can be Protean and just nuke everything, or it can be Battle Bond and then just sweep in game. So, okay, I'm so nervous for this one. I spent the whole day at a con dressed as Harley Quinn. I still got fucking makeup on my face. Let's see what she decides to leave with. Greninja or Garchomp? And she lad, that is Chomp. Okay, we guarantee outspeed this no matter what. I'm just going to U-turn and see what you want to do. This could be a hazard stack lead, in which case you have Court Change on Cinderace. Could be Scarfed. It could be Haban Berry. She could just SD turn 1, but we should take one with Prim. Actually, can't remember if we take one with Prim. I don't think we do. +2 Poison Jab? Probably not. But then we just revenge this thing, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, we absolutely don't take +2 Poison Jab. I lied. So let's hope she didn't pack it. Yeah, I'm just going to U-turn and see if we can look at the damage. We're doing about a quarter to very little bulk investment. Ideally, you go out into a Bomber Snow here. Yeah, so she stays in. Take the rough skin, that's fine. That looked like a bit less than a quarter, so he looks somewhat bulky. I'm gonna go into my Primarina here. Just up those. Cool, we got the Cinderace. If we can get those up on her side. Oh, that did just under a quarter. So it's either a low roll or she has a little bit more bulk investment, but still fairly offensive. We should pretty comfortably take a Poison Jab from this. Part of me just wants to click Flip Turn here. Because like Moonblast should kill unless you're like AV. But I'm sure you don't stay in. So you probably go the Florges. So I'm gonna flip. Yeah, she switches out, so Garchomp's at like 75. War Crimes is the Abomasnow. Perfect. That does very little. I doubt we can tell any damage from that. Yeah. Like it could be. I'm assuming it's max Fizz Def, but it could be anything from that. I'm just gonna go Cinderace. We absolutely murk you with a Pyro Ball. So I'm assuming you go Skeledirge here. I'm gonna Court Change. I don't think I Pyro Ball into Thingamajig. If she Veils this turn, that'd be fucking hilarious. I mean, not good for me, because it means she then has Veil, but it is what it is. Is that a fucking Scarfed Abomasnow? That is a Choice Scarfed Abomasnow. Good to know. Good to know. So you're not bulky. In fact, you are quite offensive. And physically offensive. So Earthquake. Yeah, you got quite a bit of investment. Surely you have to be jolly to outspeed me. Yeah, you have to be jolly. So I think I just go Prim here. I mean, I know it's obvious, but this thing can still apply some pressure. Yep, so she switches. Got rocks up on her side. Sustail, there's the Thundy expecting Prim. Should have read that, actually. The U-turn is pretty free here. I don't take 2 Thunderbolts with Goldengo. I should have seen that coming. If I just clicked Pyro Ball, it would have done so much to this thing. Okay. Well, we know a bomber is scuffed. And we won't outspeed it at +1 with Thorns, but we should be okay. Woodhammer. Scarf Woodhammer is going to be a bitch. What do I do against this thing? Do I just sack Cinderace? I think I go Gold and go once, scout the damage, because if you U-turn, at least give me something. And then we probably just stack Cinderace. But if you're like Specs, we might just die. No, we should never die to Specs T-Bolt. Grass Knot. Cool, that does 47. Oh, your boots. We know your boots. You didn't take the Rocks chip. So, boots. $47, yes, that's modest as well. Good to know. So we do take any one hit. And Shadow Ball does a lot in return. What's your switch into a Shadow Ball? Greninja? It's taken a lot. Just gonna go for it. Could see Volt Switch here. Do you know it has Grass Knot? Good Thunderbolts. That'll 2-hit KO. Oh, so close to the kill. Okay. So you, for it to have done that much, have to have no bulk. Which means that would have been a roll. That is unfortunate. You can't click Focus Blast, so I'm going to go into Moon here. And you can't click Terra Fairy Terra Blast. That thing's still useful to just bring in on Dirge and click Shadow Ball and kill something. Please no Power. Okay. Whew. And now I can just click U-turn pretty safely. Scarf of Bombus is a solid brain. Yeah, there's no way you take a U-turn. They're adamant. You have no defensive investment. Yeah. Alright. Thundy is down. Dies to Moon. So. Do I just lose the Scarf of Bombus now? Holy shit, I did not expect that to come. No, I have Scarf Moon. We can do a lot. We can U-turn on it. What do I want to bring in? Cinderace brings in the Dirge. Or a Bomber to claim a kill. You bring in probably a Bomber or Garchomp to claim a kill, probably the Abomasnow. Don't go you. You bring in the Abomasnow to claim a kill. I'm gonna go Cinderace. Unfortunately, don't have the snow up. Sadly, we are minus defense nature because we got fucking EVs everywhere else. But we can force a Bomber to take a Abomasnow to take the Rocks chip. If your max attack, Jolly. Ain't you, lad? So you can get your Rocks back up here. I'm so sad the snow's not up. We do nothing to this thing. Is it worth taking Ruskin? I mean, we're not living a hit. I think it's worth taking Ruskin to do a little bit of chip. Yeah, so put this thing below half. I could see Poison Jab come out. Or just more hazards. So I'm actually going to go Luna. And put some pressure on. Yeah, just gets rocks up. So rocks up are on both sides. What are you trying to chip down? We 100% kill this. The question is, does she decide to preserve it or not? We could also sub. Expecting... Does she preserve this? Probably not. It's got its rocks up. I think you just sack this at this point. And we don't get away behind a sub. I think you're building for an Obama endgame. So I'm going to EQ. Yeah, she stays in and gets that damage. Cool. We eat that pretty easily. KO the Garchomp. So now it's just all the lower tier threats, which is... and a Greninja. Oh, Battle on Greninja fucking sucks here. The Forge is gonna terra ground, that's for sure. Show me the Dirge, ideally. Let me just throat chop you. There's no way you're going to Skeleton. I'm a fucking Earth Luna. Bomb Snow. Max attack. Wood Hammer. Will kill us from the range we're at. I think I'll just sack Cinderace on that. Because Cinderace can't really do anything now. We don't have the tech for Garchomp. We don't outspeed the Abomasnow. Yeah, we're sacking Cinderace here 100%. We take the rocks. So we're gonna sack my Cinderace and see what you lock yourself into. Damn, if we just Pyro Ball, this thing would be a non-issue. But we have to bear in mind it has to have no bulk. From the damage it did, it's no bulk, which means Roaring Moon in the snow. Ironhead's doing half. Cool. Okay, so what can we go into to take the Wood Hammer? Golden Go, do you take one? We do maximum of 96, which means after rocks we probably don't. No, we do not. So Roaring Moon would take a Wood Hammer that gets chipped down. U-turn is doing half to this thing, which means it wouldn't be able to switch in after rocks. We also get in the Dirge, most likely. I'm just going to U-turn. Dirge or Forge comes out again. Yeah, we stay in. We're Scarfed, we get off good damage. I pick a second sack here. So what's not useful? Goldengo, at this point, can kind of just claim a kill. Iron Thorns we preserve. Honestly, I think it's Prim. Get the double down here. No Garchomp anymore, and the recoil there should take out a Bomber Snow. That was heat. Absolutely heat. Okay, so she's got Greninja, Skeledirge, and Florges left. If I'm you, I mean, I think I just go Moon. We outspeed Greninja unless it's thing, Scarf, and then we can just sack something. If it kills us when we're Scarf, we can get into Thorns and set up. And then Thorns should be able to carry the last two. Although the Terra Ground on the thing makes the moveset on this really awkward. Florence, that's going to be the Florges, surely. Yeah. I don't care if you're Scarfed. We'll be at 136. How many more rocks which is going to take? A lot. Yeah, we can take a few. Do I just get my damage with Iron Head? No. This thing looks really good in the end game. Does it? You can't really kill Dirge. It's gonna U-turn, go into Goldingo, I think. If you're Terra Ground, see, snap that damage. Can't tell anything from that. Looking pretty physically defensive from that damage. And you haven't terrored, so I'm gonna go into the Goldingo. Is this the second Scarf low tier mon? Please tell me we take this. We don't. Is that a roll? Let's see if she has best attack investment or is specs. Or something. Ursa, do you take one? Yeah, you should take one from max special attack modest. Not if you're specs though. How much did that do? Does it have to be bulky for that U-turn to have done so little? What are you at? So you take 12 and a half. So you took just over 20 from U-turn. So yeah, that has to be bulky. So that was just a roll. That was just a roll not in our favor with... no, a roll in our favor with Goldingo, I'm pretty sure. So Ursa just gets a kill here. We should always live one. EQ might not kill. So I'm going to Facade here. Yeah, she is speedy. What the hell is that damage roll then? What? So you're very offensive. To have done 200, you have to be like max special attack. Again, it's a roll from modest max special attack. So you specs? In which case, do we just lose? Do I have to bank on an Iron Head flinch? I've got it as Terra Ground. I had it as Terra Ground in my fucking calcs. So it's not bulky at all. In fact, it's super not bulky. It's super offensive. So we just kill with Moon. Damn it. Damn it! Oh, God. That's so dumb. Yeah. That's on me, fam. That's on me. This is definitely specs. I should have brought this thing in and clicked Iron Head ages ago. Or if we just Iron Head turn 1, we might have killed it. This brings in Dirge, which is maybe fine. We should be okay into Dirge with Thorns. Do I knock off predicting the Terror? That's such a 50-50. Or do I Iron Head? Iron Head, I always have a chance to flinch. Knock off, I give Skeletor's best chance to live 1. Okay, we got that call right at least. I can't believe I calcing against Terra Ground. That meant I just sacked Ursa for nothing, which would have been real handy against the Dirge in the endgame. Okay. Dies to Moon, KOs everything else. Oh, you're scarfed. Okay, that's fine. KOs Ursa and Goldingo. Because Skeletorge eats 1 is the thing. As does Greninja. But I think we just stay in and quick knock off. Against anything. I bet you she just said I mean we just click knock off here. You're not Boot, so you could be Colbur. You should live 1 anyway, but it puts you in range of Thorns and we should be able to clean this up. Yeah, you're Colbur. Could just slack off, that does so much. To learn voice. Cool. Here's Moon. Alright, Iron Thorns. So the question is, do we even need a DD? I think to DD is to throw. Because this thing is at such low health. And we should always take a hit from Greninja after Terror. So I'm just going to double check. Skeletorge. Max Fizz Death, Thunder Punch is doing 30%. So we don't need to risk the miss. She's so fast on everything. No special defense drop. Okay. Everything's speedy. Literally everything is so fast. That's crazy. She brought the bulkiest team and then had no bulk on anything. So I think Dark Pulse will kill here. So it turns out DDing was the play. It's that miscalc on Florges, man. Because if I had the Ursa, that just takes a hit from Skeletor. She must have been close to max speed on everything though, because we have a fair amount of speed in this, but we are adamant. I probably should have checked the damage after. That's cooked, man. She brought Fire Team. Now it's just whether we live 1 from this thing. Which I don't think we ever live a Dark Pulse. It's just what you go for instead. Low kick. We live! Oh, Iron Thorns, you legend! Oh my god. I knew I was going to endgame with that thing, and Terra Water was good for Greninja, but holy shit, I did not expect it to clutch out in that way. And it was Battle Bond. Oh, we misplayed that so hard. That was so lucky. We misplayed so hard. Around Florges in particular. Everything else, I think we did okay, but that those Florges calcs are throwing me, and it was purely because I had the fucking terror on the wrong thing, so it wasn't resisting U-turn. So of course U-turn did like 25%. Otherwise we would have just gone back into Moon. Would have had a full health Ursaluna to deal with a Skeledirge. Would have been much safer. But as it is, Iron Thorns is just the GOAT. So GG's to Ellie. Glad there was no real hacks that I could see in that one. Absolutely fire team. Holy shit. Scarf Florges, Scarf Abomasnow, Speedy Skeledirge. Like, that was nuts. That was so good. We make it to the next round of playoffs by the skin of our teeth. We've run so many close games in this fucking league. It's not good for my heart rate. So anyway, we'll see who we're playing next week. I think the bracket hasn't actually been decided yet. So stay tuned for that one. We're going to the semi-finals.